Today's session is magnetic field and magnetic flux. So here in this diagram, a magnet is given. We are all familiar that a magnet has a north pole and a south pole. So if you divide this magnet into two pieces or three pieces, then we get three magnets with two poles. Two poles means a magnet with a single pole is not possible. If you consider any magnet, it consists of two poles, a north pole and a south pole. Then here a large number of imaginary lines, magnetic field lines are given. So these field lines are originating from the north pole and it ends in the south pole. Then at the south pole it goes to the north pole. So these magnetic field lines are closed loops. That is the second point, and these magnetic lines are originating from the north pole and ends in the south pole, but it is not ending at the south pole, it again goes to the north pole. So these are closed loops. Then at this region, that means near to the pole, large number of magnetic field lines are there, but away from the magnet this number of field lines are less. So magnetic field, this term is defined by the number of this imaginary lines, the region where this magnetic lines of force exist. That is magnetic field, simple definition of magnetic field. And this magnetic field, that is the field of a magnet, is represented by the letter H. Then we can go to the standard definition of magnetic field. So here in red color we represent a charge Q1. It is moving with a velocity V1. So if a charge is moving with a velocity, it produces a magnetic field. This is verified by a physicist called Oersted. According to him, if a magnetic needle is brought near to this charge, it will get deflected. So by the deflection, we can state that a magnetic field is generated. So due to the presence of this magnetic field, the needle get deflected. And this magnetic field is represented by the letter B1, and the arrow mark represent the direction of magnetic field. That is, this direction of magnetic field is perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the particle. If a second charge is brought near to this first one, this, due to the presence of this field, a magnetic force is exerted on the second charge. If we brought a second particle near to this first one, a second charge near to the first one, due to the presence of this magnetic field, a force is exerted on the second particle. The direction of that force is perpendicular to the direction of this magnetic field. So we can define magnetic field as the field that exert a magnetic force on a moving charge. That is called a magnetic field. Magnetic field exists at a point if a force is exerted on a moving charge at that point. Then the expression of force. So the magnetic force on a moving charge is directed perpendicular to the magnetic field, and the expression for force is given by F is equal to QVB sin theta, where Q is the charge of the particle, V is the velocity of propagation, B is the magnetic field, external magnetic field produced by the charge, and theta is the angle between, sine of the angle between velocity and the external magnetic field B. So if the theta is 90 degree, the force exerted on the particle is maximum, that is QVB. From this we can write the expression for magnetic field also. B is equal to F by QV sin theta, that is magnetic force. Then we can go to magnetic flux. So we are all know that if you consider a magnet, a large number of magnetic field lines are there. The magnetic field lines are high near to the pole, and the number of magnetic field lines are less away from the magnet. So here we consider this magnetic lines. These magnetic lines pass through a given surface. The given surface is the square shaped surface. So the magnetic lines pass through the surface. This and pass through the surface and it leaves from the surface. So magnetic flux is defined as the number of field lines that pass through the given area of surface. So here only 3 lines pass through the surface. So here magnetic flux is less compared to this region. Here a large number of magnetic lines enters into the body. So this is called magnetic flux. So magnetic flux is proportional to the number of field lines that pass through the surface. Then this magnetic flux represents how closely together magnetic field lines are packed. So here we consider a circular loop of area A and its area vector is represented like this. The field lines enter through the closed surface. So the magnetic flux is mathematically represented as the dot product of this external magnetic field and the area vector, that is represented by phi is equal to A dot B. So here A represent the area of this loop, B represent the magnetic field if this magnetic field is in uniform nature. Uniform means it is not varying, it is constant throughout the region. Then magnetic flux phi is equal to A dot B. A is the area vector and T. So we are all know that A dot B is the dot product. So we can write A dot B is equal to AB cos theta. So theta is the angle between the area vector and the magnetic field B. So from this we can conclude magnetic flux is higher for stronger magnetic field. So if a magnet has a stronger magnetic field, means a large number of magnetic field lines are there. So a large number of magnetic field lines can pass through the given surface. So obviously magnetic flux is greater. Then go to the unit of magnetic flux. So we are all familiar that the unit of external magnetic field is Tesla and a unit of A is meter square. So the unit of magnetic flux is Weber. Weber is equal to Tesla meter square. Here this value theta is varying. If theta is 0, flux is maximum. If theta is 90, there is no flux. That we are going to explain in the next slide. Then the variation of magnetic flux. The magnetic flux will change if the angle between the loop and the field changes. Here we can see that the loop is in spherical shape and this direction represent this circular direction represent the direction of external magnetic field, and here the loop is placed like this. So in this case maximum flux, so we can explain this with the next diagram. The other varying quantity, the magnetic flux will change if the area of loop changes. That means the equation for magnetic flux is phi is equal to AB cos theta, where A is the area vector. So if A increases, normally phi increases. So flux through the coil decreased because A is decreased. So if A is decreased, flux decreased. In this diagram, area decreases, so magnetic flux also decreases. So the variation of magnetic flux or the value of magnetic flux depends on the area of the surface, area of the given surface and the angle between B and E. So the angle between B and A. So we can explain that statement through these two diagrams. So here the magnetic field lines are passing through this direction and we place the surface parallel to the magnetic field lines. That means the magnetic lines are passing through a particular direction. We place the surface over the magnetic lines. Over the magnetic lines means the area vector is perpendicular to the magnetic field lines. Area vector is perpendicular means area vector is along this direction. So what is the value of perpendicular to this line means these two are perpendicular. So what is the value of theta? Here theta is 90 degree. Theta is 90 degree means phi is equal to BA into cos 90. Cos 90 is 0. So the value of phi is equal to 0. That means if the surface is held perpendicular to, if the surface is held normal to the magnetic field lines, no magnetic field lines enters into this surface. Obviously magnetic flux is equal to 0. Then in the second case, here we plot the surface is, here we plot the surface is along the direction of this magnetic field lines. So along the direction of magnetic field lines means the area vector is along the direction of this magnetic field lines. If area vector is along this direction, then what's the value of theta between B and A? B is along this direction, area is also in the same direction. So theta value is equal to 0. So phi is equal to BA into cos 0. That means phi is equal to BA. This is the maximum value of magnetic flux. So the value of flux depends on two factors. First one is area of the loop and second one is the angle between the magnetic field and the area vector. So if the area vector is along the direction of magnetic field lines, along the direction of magnetic field lines, theta value is 0, phi is maximum. If the surface is held parallel to the magnetic field lines, then area vector is perpendicular to the magnetic field lines. That is the statement. If the surface is held parallel to the magnetic field lines means surface is placed over the magnetic field lines or below the magnetic field lines. So these two becomes parallel. So in this parallel case, in the parallel case, area vector is perpendicular. Area vector is perpendicular. Theta value is 90. So phi is equal to 0. In that case, we get minimum value of flux. Thank you.